ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to WWE 2017 Royal Rumble review. This event, personally, I felt was a decent show. It was actually probably by far one of the better Royal Rumbles for quite a while. Not the best, I'm not going to say that, but it was good nonetheless. The audience was pretty happy with the results of the matches. Um, Nothing was, there was some things that were a little unpredictable. Um, but the one thing I do have a complaint about, overall, the matches for the Royal Rumble was good, but the Royal Rumble itself, again, sucked. The the winner. I mean, granted, I was glad Roman Reigns was actually in the Royal Rumble, and that made no sense because he was in a world title match. When you're in a world title match, you shouldn't have any reason or right to be in the Royal Rumble at all. You should be completely away from that. And if you lose to winning a world championship match, well, that's your loss. You tried to go after a world title instead of being in the Royal Rumble against 29 other guys. So where does that make any freaking sense to be able to place yourself in a match that had nothing to do with at any point where you had a right to be in the Royal Rumble itself? So that kind of really ticked me off about that, having Roman Reigns in that. The eliminations were actually quite surprising. I was pissed off Roman Reigns eliminated The Undertaker. That sucked. I was kind of pissed off that Goldberg got eliminated by The Undertaker on top of it, which kind of sucked too, the way he got eliminated. Really blowed. Goldberg was on a roll. Brock Lesnar once again showing he's still shit in comparison to Goldberg. And Goldberg got his ass whooped and got eliminated in less than a few seconds. Not even close. It's like Goldberg has his number and there's just nothing Brock Lesnar is going to be able to do to stop Goldberg from beating his ass. Overall, though, it was pretty standard. Nothing surprising. There was no surprising entrance in these as for the Royal Rumble match itself, which really sucked. So yeah, about the only thing that sucked was the Royal Rumble match itself. Everything else on this card was actually quite decent. I wasn't disappointed with the matches. I thought they were very good. Comparing it to NXT last night, I think that Royal Rumble actually kicked NXT TakeOver's ass. Not saying NXT TakeOver for San Antonio was bad. It just wasn't the same NXT TakeOver that I'm used to in comparison to WWE pay-per-views. WWE's Royal Rumble was a success, in my opinion. I think it was decent. A lot of fun to watch. So let's go ahead and go through the matches and do the spiel. So first match, which was on the pre-show, Becky Lynch, Nikki Bella, and Naomi won this match. I was actually surprised by that. I was picking Alexa Bliss's team to win, but they didn't win that match. I didn't watch the pre-show, so I'm just saying off the names, the results of the matches. Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson actually win the tag team titles from Cesaro and Sheamus, which is shocking. But yeah, it's good that they are now tag team champions. They might do some heavy duty damage and go somewhere with this gimmick they've had. Nia Jax in the pre-show defeated Sasha Banks, so they did right by Nia Jax by having her beat Sasha Banks instead of making it so goddamn predictable and making Sasha Banks be the underdog winning story instead of making it a little bit more realistic at times. So that was pretty good to know. Charlotte versus Bayley for the Women's Championship on Monday Night Raw. I actually loved this match. It was a very good opener. I was very shocked at how well this match turned out. Storyline build-up towards it was absolutely horrible. Did not like it one bit. But their match was very good. There was a lot of good action that happened in this match. The action was back and forth. And the final move was natural selection on the side of the ring on the apron, and Charlotte hits it and gets the 1-2-3 over over Bayley, and picks up a solid win without cheating, screw job, nothing. It was just straight up clean win, which I was very impressed with, very happy with. I'm glad that they had Charlotte win a match without cheating and be able to win cleanly in this match. So I was really impressed with that. Kevin Owens defended the Universal Championship belt against Roman Reigns and with Chris Jericho in the Shark Cage. Kevin Owens actually walks away retaining his championship. Surprisingly, I was assuming that Roman Reigns was just going to walk away as the new Universal Champion for Monday Night Raw. And Braun Strowman actually got involved in that match and fucked Roman Reigns' plans. Thank God. By the way, the match with the women's title was a 3.5 out of 5 stars. Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns was a 3 out of 5 star match. I actually was quite impressed with this match, to be honest. I was expecting it to be a complete boredom match, and it turned out to be a hard-hitting, good match. And Braun Strowman, whether I like him or I don't like him, I'm just thankful they brought him into this scenario and had him help Kevin Owens retain this fucking belt, regardless if it makes Kevin Owens look weak or not. So, thank God for that. Neville defeated Rick Swann by submission for the Cruiserweight title. I wasn't shocked by Neville winning this match. How he won it was actually surprising. I didn't figure Neville was going to win by a submission hold. So that was a bit shocking. So yeah, that was pretty interesting. John Cena versus AJ Styles for the WWE Championship. And also that match with Neville and Rick Swann, I would say that was a 2.5 out of 5 stars. I really just was not in tune with that match. John Cena versus AJ Styles for the WWE Championship was a 5 out of 5 stars. I mean, I possibly might be biased in this situation, but no matter whether AJ Styles won the match or lost the match, he was not buried in any way, shape, or form. Anyone has to say that he was buried by John Cena, they're fucking crazy. AJ Styles looked great in this match. John Cena put him over, made him look good regardless that he won the fucking match. Because AJ Styles put on a hell of a performance, so did John Cena. These two guys blend so well together, and for them, I really would love to see John Cena face AJ Styles one-on-one for the World Championship at some point. I don't know. But I doubt that's going to happen. Sad part about this is John Cena versus Randy Orton is going to happen for the World Heavyweight title on SmackDown. That worries me a little bit. Why are they going to have John Cena versus Randy Orton again? Why didn't they go with a younger star? Do they have no faith in trying to push younger superstars to being something? I mean, come on. What the fuck's wrong with you guys? Like, get some fucking balls and try doing something new and innovative and different. You're gonna have Randy Orton versus John Cena for the WWE Championship? Like, why? This is more reason why the fucking Goldberg and Brock Lesnar should be a fucking main event match, because at least in this story with Goldberg and Brock Lesnar was this beast incarnate guy who was beating everyone's ass, and he had everybody's number, and now they created this thing that Goldberg's got Brock Lesnar's number. No matter how hard Brock Lesnar tries and beats everybody's ass, Goldberg is the man that can still seem to beat his ass no matter what. So, with that being said, if they could just make the match longer, like 10, 15 minutes, I don't think the match would be all that bad. But quite frankly, John Cena, Randy Orton for the WWE Championship, not liking it. Not liking it at all. I think this is absolutely horrible idea. Randy Orton winning the title. Uh, well, I don't have a problem with Randy Orton winning the title because he's only a 12-time champion. But him and John Cena again at a WrestleMania event, like, come on, man. That should have been a one-on-one match between those two at WrestleMania. Should have been done like 8 years ago or something. This is fucking horrible. Like, there's no reason for this shit. John Cena and Randy Orton shouldn't be facing each other one-on-one at WrestleMania for a world title. I like Randy Orton, I like John Cena, I like them both, but they're over the hill. Unless he's facing a young star, like AJ Styles defending the championship at WrestleMania that we haven't seen before at all, ever. Like, that would have been fine if AJ Styles was still champion, but he's not. John Cena is. And I'm glad John Cena got his championship win, but now he's gonna face Randy Orton at WrestleMania? Like, what happened with Bray Wyatt? Like, isn't there some sort of thing going on there? Like, this whole thing with the concept of Bray Wyatt family with Randy Orton being part of it seems like all out of whack. Like, it makes absolutely no fucking sense whatsoever. And very confusing, may I add. So, it doesn't make any sense to me. I hope eventually something comes of it. Maybe Randy Orton loses his Royal Rumble #1 contender spot for the world title at some point. Maybe that's something that happens. I'm not sure. That's happened before. Stone Cold won in '97 and lost his #1 contendership because he competed for the world title in a fatal 4-way match, elimination style, and didn't get to headline WrestleMania because of it. So, I have no idea. What I do know is, it fucking pisses me off that we got John Cena's champion, Randy Orton, as the Royal Rumble winner, and we have a main event world title match with those two again. I would have been fine with Baron Corbin winning. I'd have been fine with Undertaker winning, because Undertaker and John Cena have only faced each other a few times, John Cena wasn't a main eventer at the time when they fought each other, and Undertaker, being at the end of his career would have been really good for a John Cena Undertaker match with a world title on the line. So that would have been pretty awesome to see, and just give Undertaker a world championship run for a small period of time, and that's it. But they go with Randy Orton, which I did not understand. They could have been better off with going with Bray Wyatt winning instead of Randy Orton and gone with that. That would have made more sense. At least Bray Wyatt would have gotten a moment as a performer and as the part of the leader of the Wyatt family. Why wouldn't he have won? It don't make any sense to me. John Cena and Bray Wyatt would have been a good world championship match simply because of the fact that John Cena, hasn't faced Bray Wyatt as much as he's faced Randy Orton. Those two have not... They faced each other 3 times in a series of 3 months, and that's it. And the rivalry was over with, and they didn't intertwine or interact with each other again. So, for them to do that for a WrestleMania moment again with the world title on the line would have made more sense than Randy Orton winning. So I kind of think Bray Wyatt got the short end of the stick in this. But, I'm glad Roman Reigns didn't win the fucking Rumble. If Roman Reigns would have won the Rumble, I would just been like, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. And thank God they didn't, because I just would have been so upset. But my overall statement on this pay-per-view is it was pretty damn good. Overall, it was good. Royal Rumble match, it could have done some better things. I mean, they could have gotten some. I mean, their biggest thing was Mark Henry. That's it. Nothing, and he ain't that big of a deal anyway. So personally, they didn't do a good job with the Royal Rumble entrance. So personal, down to get down to the point, I was not impressed with the Royal Rumble match itself. I mean, I'm glad they were able to use all the talent they currently have on their main roster, but they didn't have. They had Ty Dillinger, which was weird, but no Samoa Joe, no Finn Balor. Well, maybe Finn Balor's just injured. Sami Zayn couldn't have won. I don't understand who the hell Kevin Owens is going to face, but it would have been more suitable to go with a Raw guy than a SmackDown guy to win the Rumble. That's another weird thing. I mean, Bray Wyatt, yeah, he would have been the best SmackDown guy to pick because he's more well established, and not to mention he's been doing this Wyatt family thing for quite a while, and people are behind it. And with Randy Orton being part of it now, it just made more sense. But him having Randy Orton win instead of himself was kind of stupid. But that's not here or there. Overall, though, this event was well worth my time. I think it was well worth everyone else's time. It is definitely well worth watching for another, go round. Just don't watch the Royal Rumble match. It is not worth watching again. Um, unless you're interested in skipping ahead to near the end of the pay per view to see like Goldberg and Brock Lesnar and Undertaker and all the other big names at the end of it. But to sit through the entire Royal Rumble match itself, no, don't do it. It's not worth your time. Because there was nothing special about it. They didn't have the same amount of interesting entrants that they did last year. They had AJ Styles appear out of nowhere. They had all kinds of different guys. And the Royal Rumbles that sucked before it even had surprising entrants sometimes. So it was a bit disappointing with the competitors in the Royal Rumble itself, but it was nice to see Roman Reigns get eliminated and be defeated for once. And not just one time, but twice. Against Kevin Owens and against Randy Orton in the Royal Rumble match itself. So that was pretty fucking cool. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Hit the like button if you did. And hit that subscribe button. And leave a comment down below and I'll definitely get back to you. Anyway, guys, gotta hit the hay. Ready for work tomorrow. I'll speak to you later.